What's up, guys? Chris here from Mainely Mesh. We're going to do a little car talk today. So I want to talk sports injuries for a second. As you guys may or may not know, about a month ago I tore my ACL, MCL, and meniscus. And tomorrow morning, bright and early at 7:30 a.m., I'm getting my operation. To me, sports injuries are part of the wonderful analogy for life that sports provides. And I just want to share with you guys how I feel and how I approach my injuries. Maybe it'll help you guys out. If not, you'll get into my head a little bit more because everybody wants to do that. Honestly, I'm not going to lie and be like, oh, I'm totally fine with this injury. I'm not disappointed at all. No, injuries are, not only are they painful, they're a bummer. And this year was an especially big bummer for the timing of this injury and the severity of the injury. Something I haven't really publicized with you guys very much is I've actually, last year I tried out for the Cannons, just did the open tryout just for kicks. Was the youngest one there, obviously. So it wasn't something I was taking too seriously. But this year I was training a bunch and really wanted to give it a go to try to make a practice team. I by no means think I am qualified enough to make a full roster, but for me, I've always loved setting incredibly ambitious and just kind of lofty, potentially unattainable goals for myself. It's always just kind of helped me stay driven and you know, put a kind of goal out there that if I fail, it's gonna be okay, and if I make it, it's the best feeling in the world. Obviously, I did not make it last year. I was actually very proud of myself for the effort I put out in the tryout, but by no means was qualified enough to make the team. So, but this year, like I said, you know, I was in the best shape of my life. I've been doing a ton of yoga. Have been really worried about the injury prevention stuff. Really conscious of it, I should say. Just had, you know, it started lifting more. Was the strongest I'd ever been. Been doing a bunch of PRs in the gym. Yada yada. And then pop goes the nasal. So needless to say, I'm bummed, period. Especially because, like I've probably told you guys before as well, I'm going back to school full time in the fall. So this year, I booked a bunch of plane tickets. I always burp. I booked a bunch of plane tickets to tryouts, signed up for 3 different tryouts, had to cancel them. I was really just going to give it my all, and if I made it, that would have been amazing, and if not, I was just going to kind of use this year to figure out how seriously I wanted to take, the idea of potentially playing, trying to make a pro team in the future. So I was hoping this was going to be kind of my litmus test and kind of my baseline, and that's not possible anymore. But back to how, sports and injuries are analogous to life. Sometimes you can put your all into something. You can prepare as much as possible. I've been doing yoga every day, was really conscious of my injury prevention, was doing a ton of training, doing footwork, doing lifting, doing everything I thought I needed to do. And something unforeseen comes out of the blue and completely trashes your dreams and really your plan for going forward. And obviously, for something like blowing out your ACL, that's going to be in my mind going forward. It's something that, could definitely happen again. I'm pretty confident that I'll get the training and the help that I need to really overcome this injury. But it's something that's going to be in the back of in your mind. And, when you fail in life, that's always going to be something that's in the back of your mind in whatever future endeavor you partake in. Luckily for me, this isn't my first major injury. In high school, I actually blew out my ankle and did 2 months immobilized in a boot. And then the week out of the boot, trying to let the ankle heal normally, I fell down the stairs, blew out my ankle again, and had a 4-month surgery, 3 months of which I was also immobilized. So I basically had 5 months where my ankle was immobilized, had crazy atrophy, and that injury took me like 2 years to get over. So although an ACL tear is a big injury, I actually think it'll be a little bit more manageable than my last one. So I do have a little bit of perspective for the healing process. But really my point for you guys today is, look, injuries stink. They're not fun, but you can work on dealing mentally with your injury to prepare yourself for dealing with whatever might come your way in life. Okay, because in the greater scheme of things, tearing your ACL, especially if you're lucky enough like me to have good health care, we have great surgeons in Maine. If you have the ability to get into physical therapy and to get back on the field, you can use that opportunity to prepare yourself mentally for whatever might come your way in real life failure when things actually matter. Say you total your car, you run out of money. You have to be able to mentally prepare yourself to deal with it, as much as physically preparing yourself or economically preparing yourself as well. A lot of the things in life that you have to deal with are mental, and this is sports injuries are kind of a great way to practice that mental resilience. So that's enough blabbering for me today. I'll do a little outro. As you can see the lovely plow that I'm following behind. But thanks so much for you guys for the support you've already given me. It was really sweet meeting you guys at LaxCon and having everybody ask about my knee. You guys are total sweethearts. The encouragement you guys give me always keeps me going. So thanks so much for that. Surgery tomorrow, and I'll try to share as much with you guys as I can about my road to recovery, and I'm confident that I'm going to be back and better than ever. A lot of that is for myself, and a part of that is to do it for you guys as well, because I love this sport. I don't want to be kicked out of this sport anytime soon, so I'm not going to let a little knee injury stop me. Thanks so much, guys. I guess I could it's shameless self-promotion. Like me on Facebook. No, don't like me on Facebook. I don't do anything on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram at Mainly Mesh. Follow me on Twitter at Mainly Mesh. Thanks so much. Here's a cool plow. I'll catch you guys next time.